when a safety deposit box goes delinquent, guy got $200,000-$300,000 in safety deposit box, go to jail, old person died, haven't told any of their relatives about a safety deposit box, it goes into delinquency, and the safety deposit box is like 25, 30, 40 bucks a month.
Right.
So, and she worked for a company, you don't hear about these companies, but she worked for a company that they hire a company to come in and audit it and turn the audit slips and the contents over to the bank, and the bank turns it over to the state. And a lot of times, that's where you'll look in the newspaper and you'll see that unclaimed funds and things of that nature. My cousin was telling me,
what if financial wellness and awareness became the new standard for success?
Before watching this video, we invite you to scan our QR codes, visit our website, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
At Equity Smart is the New Cool, we're empowering generations through financial wellness and awareness. We prepare individuals with career readiness, wealth-building education, and real-world conversations. Explore our Equity Smart is the New Cool book. Tune in to our weekly podcast featuring financial and business leaders. Visit www.snewcool.com to learn more, order your copy today, and join the movement. Because when you build equity, you build freedom.
Welcome back. Equity Smart is the New Cool Part 2. That's 212. Mark Holmes talking about scams. And we're going to kind of pick up where we left off with the last episode. We talked about you getting involved in the rentals and now moving into the homes, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and other cities. Take us through your walk, my friend.
the key, basically, I was stealing houses, changing the paperwork, using quitclaim deeds so that the property can be signed over into my name, and then getting it notarized. After I would get the property notarized by a notary, because back then everything you had notaries.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and a notary cost $7 back then, between $7 and sometimes the notary would try to cheat you and charge you $10.50. But basically it was $7.50. Once the property is notarized, I take it to City Hall, and City Hall, when you go up to the counter at City Hall, they just want to see your ID. Show them my fake ID, and they look at the quitclaim deed, and yes, I am the buyer. I purchased this house, and they match it, and I pay them the $15. They file it. It takes 3 days, and the property is in my name. Then I sell it in bulk, and then I oversell it, and then oversell it. And I got away with that for years. I got away with that for about 2 years also, maybe 3. And
did you ever get caught in that game?
Never in that game. And the difference is that when you're renting out houses to regular people, that's a loss. When they turn over $700 and $800 to me, that hurts them. But when an investor turns over $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, to report something like that is an embarrassment to him.
Right.
So the investors, they never file police reports, but it sparked a major investigation, and the investigation went well above where I thought it would go. What started off with people led to the notary of the stolen houses, because now the law enforcement was tracking the paperwork.
Right. Somebody got to take the fall.
The paperwork led to City Hall, and from City Hall to the notary. And the notary, fortunately for me, could not identify my face. They had no pictures of me yet. So basically, they would do their investigations and it would close, they would have to close it based on just a description, because by now I'm gone.
Right.
I'm in another city and I'm not coming back.
Right.
Not with that scam, but I will be back. I always come back. So I did that scam for about 2 years, and when I was doing it, I was actually living in Cleveland.
Okay.
But I didn't do it where I live. That's the first rule. Never commit a crime where you lay your head. So I would be around, hanging out with my friends, playing football, going to the clubs, and then all of a sudden I disappear. And I'm gone for about a month, maybe even 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then I'm back. Nobody knows what's going on because I never told anybody what I was doing.
Right, right.
But you see, unlike legitimate money, criminal money is not meant to be saved. You see, I learned this, that there is a such thing as good and bad, as evil and righteous. There is a such thing as of that. And when you are committing crimes to make your money, criminal money is not designed to last.
Right.
You will not, you may think you're going to retire. When I was sitting up in them hotel rooms with $40, $50, $60,000 and going to pick up more, you may have a thought that I'll keep doing this for 4 or 5 years or 2 or 3 years and then I'm cool. But because of the evil that's involved with it, it is not designed, you're not going to retire off criminal money.
Right.
No criminal does.
That's true.
If you watch programs like American Greed and other programs about con men and people who trick people and sell drugs and commit evil things to make their money, in the end, they have none. It's not there. It's just, and you can't explain where it went. Because when I was running scams, when I went from renting out houses that I didn't own, to selling properties that I didn't own, to outright running scams on the hard money lenders. And I mean, that scam was a gold mine. I did all of those things. The hard money loan started here in this city. And I learned it was so easy, because when the hard money loans really came into play when Bill Clinton was in office, and coming off of that recession, when Bill Clinton got into office, the money was flowing. I mean, back during those years, everybody was in the real estate. Even people that didn't know anything about real estate was in the real estate. But the beauty part for the con men like me was that it was so much money from the drug industry, because it was the drug industry that started. They just had so much money, they just started lending it out. You had all of these financial institutions popping up out of clear blue sky. I mean, just everywhere. And hard money, they needed to make money off of this. So they thought that by them doing short-term loans, they can get over. I mean, we'll give you not even half, a quarter of the money that you need for the repairs. And then you start paying us back in 30 to 60 days. So they felt, or we'll take the property. Mm-hmm. So they was giving people money to do it, and a lot of people were successful, but a lot of people weren't. So as fast as they gave it out, for you to get that house and your name and stuff, their name's attached, so they take it right back. But what they didn't take into consideration was that while they were scamming, there were people that could scam them. And I walked through that door. And what I would do was, the key to any scam, especially scamming companies, the key to scamming corporations and companies comes down to a fake ID. A fake ID that doesn't trace to you. All they have is your face. I present that house. If I find a house, because at first I was finding houses for a few $1,000s, and I would buy them by cheating other people who would give me the money to buy it. And then I would go to the hard money lenders, and there was one company that was really big, Cross something. I can't remember the name. Started with a C. And they were really big. But I would take that property and I would go to a hard money lender, show them that title, show them my fake ID, and they would make a deal. You had that money in 3-4 days. They'll assess that property at $50,000, and they'll say, we'll give you $18,000 to fix it up, and but you only have this much time to fix it up, and that's it. And I would fill out that paperwork with my fake ID, and 3 days later, $18,000. But here's the thing, and their name is attached to that property.
Right.
You see. So some of those lenders got so greedy that they says, you find a property, you put a portion of the money down on it, and we'll finance your repairs, and we'll give you the rest of the money.
Yep, to buy it, yeah.
Because now they see that the odds of you pulling this off, you'll get so much done, but they'll get this property after you done put so much money into it. And you can do that with a legitimate person.
Yeah.
You can give them headaches.
Yeah, overextending them. They do it all the time.
Not to the con man. Because you can have it back. Because I got what I want.
Right.
And I'm going to take a portion of that money you gave me and go and get another one and go to another hard money lender and then get two and go to another one. And the more fake IDs I have, I can go right back to the same people. It was that simple.
Wow.
At the end of 60 days, you sitting on over $200,000 because of that fake ID.
And at that point, you didn't care whether the houses went back or not. You just wanted the cash. You just cashing out, basically.
Everybody got cheated. The
Right.
person who gave me the money to initially get the house, that I told them that they're going to get a portion back, they got. And the person that, in the hard money lenders. But here's the key. The key to being successful at running certain con games is the other person's greed.
Mm-hmm.
You give a person, you make a person believe that they're going to get something for nothing, and they'll bite at it. Now there's other scam. Now as far as the rental scam, that doesn't fall in that category because those are people in need. But those rich $1 billion and $1 million investors that call themselves coming through the inner city, buying everything up, they don't give a damn about the people losing it. Here, I'll give you a dime on a dollar. Their greed is manifest right there. It's easy to take them. And they got took. Mm-hmm. And they didn't care because they wrote it off and kept it moving. And that's why a lot of cases didn't come back on me for doing that. The hard money lenders, same thing. They get got, they write it off, they don't file no, they file a police report in order to get the tax write-off. Mm-hmm. But there's not a big deal. The only time I ran into an issue is when I started doing multiple properties and I started going back to the same company. Mm-hmm. And the same company's writing this stuff off, but it's just, wait a minute now. We're looking at our folder and it's the same picture of this and that. This guy that came to us 3 times. Now it's federal.
Right.
You see, so, and when that happens, it's time to move on. It's time to move
So
on.
you were sharing something with me offline in our just general conversation about the safety deposit boxes. You was talking about that and how that works and how when they come in, a person dies and they come in, look at the safety deposit box, they got no oversight. Share with us a little bit about that.
I didn't know. I never done that.
Right.
I'm a writer. I'm an author. I have 9 books, and one of the books that I've written is called "Conspiracy: Unsafe Safety Deposit Boxes," because she was telling me about her job, and she worked for a company. You don't hear about these companies, but she worked for a company that, when a safety deposit box goes delinquent, they hire a company to come in and audit it and turn the audit slips and the contents over to the bank, and the bank turns it over to the state. And a lot of times, that's where you'll look in the newspaper and you'll see that unclaimed funds and things of that nature. Now, a lot of those safety deposit boxes belongs to criminals. The guy got $200,000-$300,000 in safety deposit box, go to jail. Old person died, haven't told any of their relatives about a safety deposit box. It goes into delinquency, and the safety deposit box is like $25, $30, $40 a month.
Right.
So my cousin was telling me how the people she worked with, when they would audit those safety deposit boxes, they would, not her, she said, but they would keep items, cash, jewelry, diamonds, anything small that they can keep. And actually the person who it belonged to, something took him or her out of the picture, so there's nobody to argue it.
Right. And
you can't argue it anyway, because when you open up a safety deposit box, nobody knows what's inside it. So if somebody stole out of your safety deposit box and you reappear, well, you go to the bank manager and say, hey, I had $20,000 in here. Bank manager gonna say, how I know? Mm-hmm. It's your box. You know, the whole thing is you don't even pay taxes on the stuff. So you can't dispute with anybody. No family member can dispute, you know. But there is, and I don't know if I should get into this, because I don't want to teach your listeners crimes that con gang crimes, financial con gang crimes that are active now. I don't know if maybe you should do another disclaimer.
Or maybe we shouldn't even discuss it. We need to get into how they can avoid those claims.
Well, it's not a crime. You know, maybe I'll build it up so next time you bring me on, we'll have maybe you'll have an attorney here with you. Well, but the crimes, financial crimes, have always been easy. They're very easy. when I say financial crimes, those are mainly crimes against corporations and companies. And the easier companies to commit financial crimes against are the greediest ones. Mainly the companies that are open to cheat you.
Right.
Because they never expect that they'll run across someone that's going to play their own game on them. You know, years ago, I remember when companies like Cash Advance and all of those, and companies that payday lenders.
Check cash and payday loans.
When you look at those companies, when you understand their business concept, you come to an understanding that their company survives off your hardship.
Oh, no question.
They are designed to cheat you. And years ago when they first came out, in order to get these type of loans, because there wasn't a whole lot of them when they first came out, but as the other greedy people in the industry seen how easy that money was to get from people, because people are really in need, one turned into two, turned into 10, turned into 100, turned into 500. And I remember back when I first applied for cash advance loan, you had to have a check stub and you had to have a bank account.
Right.
And that's how it worked back then. And I was able to obtain those things along with a fake ID, many fake IDs. And I remember I would go to those places with my check stub that I would type out on the typewriter off of a 1099 or W-40, 1040. And I would go there and not the W-2. I would check out I would make up a paycheck. And I would go there with my ID and my paycheck and my bank account, and I would get a cash advance for $300 or $500, and sort of what the average person would do that's in need. I would go, the average person would go to 1. I would go to 20 with the same check stub. Now, like I said, I don't want to get schooled here, and I'm not going to get into this next part unless you actually have me back. But in today's society, with this technology, and I'll just leave it at this, a person could make $100,000 in 2 weeks with cash advances. Now, I'm not going to say how, but it's so simple. I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. A crime is not fun unless you tell somebody about it. This is why when a person gets arrested, they talk so much in front of the detectives because they want to tell somebody about the crimes. But my point is that technology has, like I said,
it has advanced us, but at the same time, it's opened the door, some cracks for schemes and scams to come through, hacks and all of that stuff. So in the remaining 10 minutes or less that we have, we've talked about, the different challenges and some of the scams that have taken place. What can our listeners do to avoid these scams? So what tips can you give them if I'm listening in and I own real estate, I own property, and should I be checking my deed every year to make sure nobody has liens on it? Should I do title exams? Should I pay a company to protect my assets? What should I be doing?
First of all, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Always remember that. If it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have talked to financial people who own companies that they want you to invest in. And never trust these words. When someone wants you to invest in something that they're offering, they'll say, there's no risk.
It's always.
If anybody tells you that there's no risk, 9 times out of 10, they're scamming.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the ingredients in a scam is to make you feel comfortable. Never trust that. Walk away from it. And also walk away from anybody who tells you that they'll give you 30 or 40% interest rate on your money in a month.
Yeah.
Loan sharks don't make money like that. Loan sharks charge you 15-20%. You want me to invest in your bonds or stocks or whatever, and you're going to pay me 35% interest in 60 days? Because what will happen in 60 days, they're going to say, leave your money in there.
It'll come back.
I have learned that if somebody asks me to invest $5 into something and my profit is $2, I want my $2. Now when that $5 turns into $10, now I want my $5. I can't, you have to look at a company for what it is. A company is a person.
Yep.
Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But if things go bad, even a good person will switch. Never, and then don't be greedy. I've watched programs where people have invested their money with a con man because he or she told them that the way they're investing your money, you won't have to pay taxes to Uncle Sam. In other words, I would take your money and make money for you, and we're going to cheat the government.
Exactly.
Now, if you're going to cheat the government, you're a cheater. So if you're so greedy to invest, to give that person your money, you deserve it because you were cheating along with them. You just got cheated. Greed is the downfall. Anything that sounds too good to be true is. And paper. Don't trust paper. Don't trust paper. If I invest $50,000 into something with a person tells me, okay, this investment is going to be for 6 months, $50,000, you're going to make $10,000 a month off of this. Every month this person is sending me a paper saying, you made $5,000. You made $5,000 more. Now I'm counting 6 months I've over doubled my money. I've doubled my money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And now I want to pull out. I say, no, leave it in there because now I'm going to put you on another plan. Now we're beyond the 6 months, but I don't see no money. All I see is this paper.
They're giving statements. That's how they get the people with crypto, where they don't own the actual wallets. They invest in crypto, but my statement says I've made this kind of money, but they don't have control to pull it in and pull it out because these people are housing their funds in these crypto wallets, and if you're not controlling your wallet, you're not in control.
If you can't see it, if you can't touch it, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not going to tell people how to invest their money or where to put it, but me personally, when it comes to banks, I don't want to put my money into any bank where I can't kick the door open and punch somebody in the mouth. So you can send me all this stuff about investing my money online in some bank that's in Tahiti, when this guy can wake up one morning and decide, I'm done, and ain't nobody getting their money back.
Right.
You see? So I'm from the old school. I need to see it. I need to touch it. My advice to people is to do your due diligence. But paper can be typed out in any way a person wants. They can type that paper out to say anything they feel you need to hear. So you have to, there's some circumstances where it's very difficult to tell. But if you ask enough questions and you're not greedy, you will see the con in a con man. So always look at a person and listen carefully to what that person says in between their words. If a deal is straight up, then they don't need to offer you more than what you have coming. And that is my advice to people, and take it from me. If you listen to my words, you'll never meet me. But if you don't, you just may.
All right, Mark Holmes, show them your book and where they can pick it up at.
Scams, No Remorse, How We Took from the Poor and Kept It. This book is 75% fact, 25% fiction. It outlines various scams, mainly real estate, loans, lottery scams, and it details exactly how to do it, what to look for. It also tells you how people who sell fake IDs and steal identifications work, where to get it from, and how they do it. Credit cards, the whole 9 yards. This book will either appeal to you or put you in jail.
All right, thank you. Okay, so it's a little different twist for Equity Smart is the New Cool. Like I said, we always talk about the positive. We don't talk about the negative. We don't talk about the dark side of real estate and some of the potholes that you can run into. But I hope you looked at this, and again, as a disclaimer, we don't support these scams or schemes. We're just making you aware of it. We're sharing his story, his walk, and what Mark Holmes did, and so that you understand what is out there, and you might not realize that some of these things existed, or you may have heard about them from a distance but didn't realize that they happened back in the day, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and even today, more than ever, there's scams taking place. So make sure you're not one of those people and you fall victim to it. My name is Julius Cartwright, and Equity Smart is the new cool, and it's not cool to be scammed. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate your time and hope today's message inspires you to take the next step toward financial wellness and awareness.
We invite you to visit our website and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us grow because we share videos that deliver valuable knowledge.